It's time to go. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We are live right here on this beautiful Tuesday, March the 22nd, 2022, live on the Ramon Preston Show. For those of you that are coming on, please do your boy a favor. Hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly, Dolly, everybody, and let them know. Prophet Ramon, the squad, we're live right here, moving and shaking in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta, and we are ready for an amazing show today. So please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube page, and you already know I got over 7,000 subscribers and I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, I need you to hit the bell, subscribe to my YouTube page. You should be following me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and any other platform you can find me on at Ramon Preston. So hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody and let them know the Ramon Preston Show is on. We are live, and I am super excited about our discussion today because we are going to be talking about the purpose of systems and processes in your business. I am a systems and processes person. Now, it doesn't mean it's easy, but it means it's fascinating to me. I have an affinity with systems and processes and infrastructures, and so we're going to be talking about that today. So please hit the like button, hit the share button, and tag somebody and let them know the Ramon Preston Show is live. Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen, to the Ramon Preston Show. If you don't know, I want you to know. Now you know. I'm your host, Ramon Preston, and every Monday through Friday, like today, we show up here on this show to give you information that we know can help you properly start, properly structure, and at some point scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and even your wealth building dreams. Please be ensured that what I share with you on this show daily is information that I live by. It's information that reflects who I am, what we do here at Ramon Preston Enterprises, whether it's through our consulting division, our coaching division, or our training division. Everything I share with you is a part of what we do here. And so today, I want to talk to you about the purpose of systems and processes in business. The purpose of systems and processes in business. Now, here's what I want to begin with, because I want to make sure that you have a clear understanding of why systems and processes have a purpose in your business. First and foremost, systems and processes serve as building blocks that support your growth, and they support the overall value of your organization. So I'm going to take my time today and share some very important things with you. So again, systems and processes they are used as building blocks, essential building blocks for not just the growth, but also for the overall value of your business. So let me explain to you what that means before we go any further. When you have the right systems and processes in your business, when your company, when your organization, for-profit or nonprofit, the truth is, when your life has systems and processes in place, what happens is it promotes growth. So now if what I'm saying holds to be true, if there are issues in the growth of your business, meaning that if your business is not growing, if your revenue is not growing, if your life is not growing, if your organization is not growing, if it's not growing with people, if it's not growing with clients and customers, if it's not growing with revenue, if it's not growing with exposure and attention, if it's not growing in any area, it is because there's a lack of systems or a lack of processes, or you can have systems and processes, but they could be breaking down. They may not be the best systems and processes for your business. So that's very, very important. So growth is going to be directly connected to systems and processes. But another thing here, value. Value is going to be connected to systems and processes. So here's an example. If you ever decided to exit your business, if you ever decided to sell your business, if you ever decided to pass your business down, well, the value of that business is going to be dependent upon the right systems and the right processes. Because you can have a great idea, you can have an awesome product, you can have an amazing service. I know a lot of people who are independent contractors, they are freelancers, they are entrepreneurs who are out in the market selling products, selling services. It could be landscaping, it could be tree trimming, it could be car detailing, it could be painting, it could be coaching, it could be consulting, it could be teaching, motivational speaking, it could be any of the above. It could be some type of web design work or marketing work. But the problem is, if these individuals who are extraordinarily good at the products and services that they sell and provide, but if they do not have systems and processes, their businesses don't grow. That's why you see a lot of people who are really good at certain things, and you think to yourself, why their business ain't growing? Why they still struggling? It's really because they don't have the right systems and processes. I guarantee you can link the lack of growth in their finances and in their operations to a lack of or a breakdown of systems and processes. But then the value of your business is connected to that as well. So when you think about systems and processes, understand that your systems and processes have to be used as, and they have to be viewed by you as essential building blocks that support your overall growth and your overall value. I mean, let's be honest. One of the reasons why we get in business, of course, is to make a profit. But one of the reasons why we get in business is because we feel like we have a greater purpose. And we feel like we need the freedom to fulfill our purpose and to make profits, because we know the purpose needs to be facilitated or supported by the profits. But guess what? No matter what your purpose is in business, no matter what you want your profits to be in business, they both have to be supported by systems and processes. Does that make sense? All right, good. Now, studies show that 5 of the top 10 reasons, listen to this, 5 of the top 10 reasons for business failures. There are studies that show this. You can Google these studies and find them. Studies show that 5 of the 10 top reasons for business failures are tied to, I'm going to give you the 5 of the top 10 reasons for business failure. Number 1 is management. Number 2 is tracking. Number 3 is leveraging. Number 4 is forecasting. And number 5 is planning. These are 5 of the top 10 reasons for business failures. Now remember, 90% of businesses in America, they fail within the first 5 years of business. Most of these businesses fail within the first 1 to 3 years. But every business that's being started this year, every business that exists this year, within the next 5 years, 90% of them won't exist, and 90% of them would have already failed. Now, that's a big number. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, that means if you go around 10 other business owners, 10 other entrepreneurs, 9 of those business owners that you are around, hopefully you ain't one of the 9, 9 out of 10 businesses are going to fail within the next 5 years. They will no longer exist. And here are 5 of the top 10 reasons why they fail. Number 1, management. Number 2, tracking. Number 3, leveraging. Number 4, forecasting. And number 5, planning. Watch this. All of which are dependent upon what? Systems and processes. So think about it. When you look at these 5 top 10 reasons, 5 of the top 10 reasons why 90% of businesses fail every year, every 2 years, every 3 years, every 4 years, and within 5 years, 9 out of the 10 businesses that were started no longer exist. 5 of the top 10 reasons are right here. All of these reasons are tied to systems and processes. Now, if you believe what I'm saying to you and you're not like criticizing and critiquing and questioning what I'm saying, if you feel like there's any truth to what I'm saying, then it should highlight your awareness. It should elevate your understanding on the purpose of systems and processes, and it should give you even more greater reason to learn and to educate yourself and to train and to develop yourself when it comes to systems and processes so that you can integrate them into your business, because a lot of the money that businesses are not making is because of systems and processes. So look, 5 of the top 10 reasons why businesses fail are directly tied to management. Well, guess what? You cannot manage yourself. You cannot manage your inventory. You cannot manage your services. You cannot manage your clients. You cannot manage anything that you're doing in your business without systems and processes. Number 2, tracking. How can you track your income and expenses? How can you track your activities, your day-to-day tasks? How can you track what your employees are doing or what other vendors that are connected to you doing? How can you track how many items you're selling and the volume that you're selling? How can you track all these things if you don't have systems and processes? Number 3, leveraging. How can you leverage? How can you use the assets of your time, the assets of your skill set, the assets of your relationships if you don't have systems and processes? You cannot leverage it. Okay, forecast. Well, you cannot forecast. These are 5 of the top 10 reasons why businesses fail. You cannot forecast, meaning that how can you project what you want to accomplish in the second quarter of this year? April, May, and June. How can you do the math on that? How can you find the metrics on that? How can you determine how much volume you need, how much money you need to make, what your bills are going to be if you don't have what? Systems and processes. And then plan. How can you properly plan for yourself, for your business, for your products and services, for your goals if you don't have systems and processes? So when you think about 9 out of the 10 businesses that fail within the first year, within the first 3, within the first 5 years, and you understand that they're failing because they do not have the proper systems and processes, then that should really, really, really help you to see that systems and processes are going to be the essential building blocks of your business. All right. So now let me give you just a simple definition, my version of what systems and processes are. Okay. So I'll give you a definition of systems, and then I'll give you a definition of processes, and then we'll look at a couple areas, at least the main areas that you have to have the right systems, the right processes for your business. Okay, so we'll give you a definition for both, and then I'll explain the main areas. So systems can describe the platforms that house information. We're going to make it real simple. I'm not going to make it complicated for you, okay? So if you're taking notes, you need to take these notes, or you can always come back and rewatch it when the show ends. Processes are the steps that measure results. And I'm giving you like a real simple version of systems and processes, which, by the way, if you are not on our virtual training program called the Millionaire Blueprint, you're missing a great opportunity to learn a lot of this. We have a Millionaire Mentorship program where we not only give you access to our virtual training program, but me and my team, we also coach you and consult you for a year in our mentorship program. We also have a certification and a licensing program where we actually train you on how to conduct coaching and consulting like we do. And in our licensing program, guess what I'm doing? I'm helping our licensees build their business structures, their business systems, and their business processes. I'm basically opening up all the books of my business, all the systems and processes of my business, and I'm allowing all of my licensees to take it and to use it for their businesses. And I'm talking about all of the systems that I use, all of the platforms that I use, all of the processes, the steps that I use to figure out the metrics financially, operationally, in our marketing, in our sales, with our products, with our services, with our prices, with our programs. I'm literally letting our licensees just copy and paste everything. So back to my definitions. Systems describe what? The platforms that house information. That's what systems are. Systems are the platforms that house information. So again, the main areas that you need systems for, I'll write them down right here in the middle, are financial. You have to have financial systems and processes, all right? Operational, like you just cannot run a business and not have these four, okay? We have sales, and then we have marketing. Like these are literally the main. If there were four main systems that you have to have operating and functioning effectively in your business, it would be these four systems and processes. So again, if you do not have these four systems and processes in your business, you have to get this situated. You got to get this fixed, because your business is not going to grow and you're not going to see the value of all the work that you're putting in. So systems are the platforms that house information, right? So think about it. When you have a financial system, it's going to house what? Financial information. When you have an operational system, it's going to house what? Operational information for what you do as the CEO, what your assistant does, what your salespeople do, what your marketing person does. Even if you're using virtual assistants or you're outsourcing certain work, you still need to have some type of in-house operational system to specify or to house the details and the specifics of what needs to get done, okay? You need a sales system. So there has to be a system that helps you to track the information and house the data from your sales, as well as a marketing system. So if you just have these four systems in your business, that means you're able to gather information and house information on your finances, on your operations, on your sales, and on your marketing. Trust me, all of the clients that I work with, whether they are training on our online platform, or whether they're in our mentorship program, or whether we're just working with them as consultants or their licensees, all of our clients get introduced to the information that I'm sharing with you, and we show them and walk with them through the step-by-step process of integrating this into their business, because I know if you don't have that, your business is not going to succeed. It's only so much you're going to do winging it, you know, just scrapping and trying to make it happen every day, but you don't have this situated. So systems are the platforms that house information, okay? Now, what are processes? Processes are the steps that measure the results. So think about it. When you put a financial system in place, let's say if you have a QuickBooks account, okay? So you open a QuickBooks account, you have to configure it to fit what your business is doing, meaning that you have to put the information for your customers and clients in QuickBooks. You have to update some of the categories. You have to make sure that whatever transactions that you have coming in when you connect it to your bank account, that those transactions can be categorized or itemized. There may be other divisions in your business where you sell several products and services. You're gonna need certain classes so that you can go to your QuickBooks account and get information for product A, service number 3, product Z, service number 16, and you're able to track all of the information that reflects your financial transactions. Well, once you put your financial system in place, then you're going to need a financial process. That means you're going to have steps that measure your results. So I want to be able to track not just the information about my financial transactions, but I want to be able to track the step-by-step results so I can measure what's actually working efficiently, what's working too slow, what is the process for every financial transaction in my business. If you are able to connect your systems and your processes together, it's going to make it easier for you to have operational systems, because now your operational systems, meaning that when I come to work every day, what am I doing? I need to be able to put that information somewhere. I need to be able to go to a platform and be able to add information into a platform for what am I doing when I come to work? What is my assistant doing? What is my chief operations officer is doing? What is my VP doing? What are my marketing people doing? What are my sales people? Anybody that I have in my business, if I have vendors that I work with, if I have other people that I outsource work to, what exactly are they doing, and am I able to house the details of what they're doing in a system so that I can track the steps to measure their results? This is game changing, y'all, with what I'm telling you. If you figure this out, which you can figure it out, because if you don't have the time to go through all the steps that I've gone through to figure it out, you just have to join a program like I have to give yourself an opportunity to learn it, to get used to it, to configure it, to integrate it. And my team and I will work with you along the way to make sure that you implement it and execute it successfully. So with your sales systems, you have to have a place to house the information. When you sell a book, when you sell a t-shirt, when you get a client for a service, what are the steps of that process so that you can measure if it's actually efficient, if it's successful, if it's working? Your marketing system has to have the same connection, because when I put a post on social media, when I launch a landing page, when I send people an email, when I text message a group of people and I give a link to the marketplace, when people click the link, how am I gathering that data? Are those links or those pages or those promotions, are they converting into sales? What is the dollar amount of the sales? Are my margins correct? So all of these systems and processes starts creating this ecosystem that you realize gives you the leverage to what? Grow, and it increases the value of your business. I hope what I just explained to you makes a lot of sense. So your systems are the platforms that house information, right? Your processes are the steps that measure your results. And there are going to be many systems and processes that you get. There are going to be many systems and processes that you have to add to each system and process. But the main four are going to be your financials, your operations, your sales, and your marketing. Okay? So let me give you three ways that your systems and processes provide a purpose to your business, okay? Because that was the topic of today's show, to help you understand the purpose of systems and processes in your business. So what exactly should systems and processes produce? What is the purpose behind your systems and processes? Okay, I'm gonna give you three. Number one Your systems and processes should qualify and quantify. That's the first reason. That's the first result. That's the first aspect of the purpose of systems and processes. So if systems and processes have a purpose, what is the first aspect of it? Well, they qualify and quantify. How do they qualify? Because systems and processes help you get clear on what's going on in your business. It helps to gather information and house it so you're able to qualify what type of money you got coming in, if you got money coming in, if the business works, or if the business is not working, what area of the business is malfunctioning. Is it you? Is it your staff? Is it your customer base? Is it the marketplace? Is it the product? Is it the way the product is being delivered? Is it the service that's being provided once people buy the product? Is it a piece of software? Is it a glitch in a link or something? Well, when you have systems and processes, you're able to qualify those areas that are working, and you can disqualify the areas that are not working. But a lot of times people are just waking up every day spinning their wheels and trying to figure out why my business ain't working. And listen to me, the reason why I can say it with so much conviction and so much confidence, because number one, I have educated myself on all these things, and I continue to educate myself on these things. And guess what? I used to be that person who woke up every day and who just threw spaghetti on the wall of my business, hoping enough stuck for me to make money and for me to build my business, and it never worked that way. I was always inconsistent. I was always struggling financially. I had growth here, but I would lose the growth there. I had momentum here, but I would lose momentum there. And it took me a long time. It really, really did. God knows if I wasn't such an aggressive hustler and grinder and go-getter as I am, there's no way I would have stayed in business as long as I have. Like my wife and I, we got married 19 years ago. And when we got married, my wife already knew, and she was 100% behind me, that I was an entrepreneur and I was going to do it my way, and I was willing to make whatever sacrifices that I needed to make to do it. But here's the thing. I did not have a lot of the things that I'm telling you about. What I share with my people through this show, what I give to my customers and clients that connect with my business, what I give to the people who are in my community, these are all the things I didn't have 19 years ago. I had no clue about a lot of this, but what I did have was resilience. I had character enough to wake up every day and to do what I needed to do to take care of my wife and my children and to be an example to my family. And that saved me from literally bankrupting. But it still doesn't mean that what I did was right, because had I known these things, had I put myself in a place mentally to connect with people, because there were people like me who existed 19 years ago. So I can't say, oh, I ain't have nobody. Wasn't nobody helping me. No, I wasn't willing to get in front of those kind of people. I wasn't willing to pay to get into those rooms. That's the truth, because I wasn't spending money on no coach. I wasn't spending money to be with mentors. I wasn't paying to go to events and to go to conferences and to network with people. I wasn't doing that. And when I did do it, I was always doing it on the low. If it was a free event, I'll show up and pass out some cards. If it was a church event, I'll show up and shout a little bit and pass out some cards if they allowed you to pass out cards. But for the most part, I wasn't really investing a lot of my money, a lot of my time, and a lot of my effort to really learn how to run a successful business. So guess what? That's why I know most people who I come into contact with, when they don't have this, it's because they haven't invested the money. They haven't invested the time. They're unwilling to invest the money and the time, and they don't think that it is needed and necessary, but it is. It's determining your growth and your success. And so even though I made it through the last 19 years, but it took me way longer to get to where I am in success, financial success I'm talking about, because I could have been a hectamillionaire. Man, I probably would have been a billionaire by now if 19 years ago I would have done what I tell a lot of people today to do. But guess what? Now I have a coach. I have mentors. I've always had mentors, but a lot of my mentors were in ministry. They were not always in business. And because I didn't have the same level of coaching and mentorship in business that I did in ministry, there was always an imbalance. So I always saw certain levels of success in ministry, but I didn't always see it in business because I was not investing the time and the money to get into those circles, to get around the right people. So my point again is, one of the purposes of systems and processes is to qualify and quantify. So when you have the right systems and processes, you're going to always stay on top of what's going on. You can always qualify it. You'll know where the issues are, where the glitches are, where you need to pivot, what you need to change, what you need to tweak, because you're always on it. But guess what? You're also able to quantify your business as a whole. That means you're always seeing how everything that's happening in your business leads to money. Because if you're just doing a whole lot of stuff, even if you qualify all the stuff you're doing, oh, I know what I'm doing. I know what it looks like. I know where I'm supposed to be at. I know how to do this. I know where it's supposed to be. I know who I'm supposed to do it for. But if it's not being quantified, that means I'm not looking at the math behind what my systems and processes are gathering information on. Okay? Number two, the second purpose behind systems and processes is so that you can successfully document and duplicate. This is what it's about. When you don't have systems and processes, you cannot document what happens. Like, for example, you should be able to, and I've had to learn this, you should be able to document every detail that makes up your role as a CEO. Like, what do you do every day when you get up? What is your business about? If you have somebody that's working for you or with you, what are they doing? You got to be able to document that, because once you document it, it's easier to duplicate it, right? So this is the problem that we have. Like, I'm learning this because I'm at a place in my business where I'm building an infrastructure in my business with systems and processes, because I want to take my business to $10 million, right? So that's my next goal, to go to $10 million. But I do know what brought my business to where it is, to be a seven-figure business, to be a $1 million organization. There was a certain infrastructure I needed. There were certain systems and processes that I had to have. And as difficult as it was, in order for me to break through other barriers, I'm learning that now documenting and duplicating is essential, because if I'm going to hire 5 or 10 people to be in this suite working with me every day, outside of the few people that I have on my staff, guess what? I've got to be able to document all the details, because I can't hire people and I don't have a documented process for what they need to do, because they're going to just come in and be like, hey, I don't know what to do. I'm just showing up every day. But if I have systems and I have processes for that particular role, now that staff member can come in, we can onboard them, we can integrate them into our system, we can show them our process, and guess what? We can make sure that they have documented proof of what is supposed to happen with that particular role. And then we're able to duplicate it. So if I can't do it and duplicate and document it, how can I duplicate it for someone else to do it? That's what a lot of business owners do. They mad and frustrated because nobody's helping them, nobody's working with them. See, I had to learn this, and I really did learn a little bit of this when I was a pastor, because I was creating departments and ministry programs and outreaches and inreaches, and we had all these things going on, and I realized, oh wow, There was one time, at one point when I was pastoring, I pastored for 12 and a half years. At one point, I think at one point when I was pastoring the church, because that was the most successful thing that I ever did. I mean, we had probably in those 12 and a half years, we had thousands of people come in and out of that church within that 12 and a half year span. I remember for 3 or 4 years straight, we may have had at least 200 to 300 new visitors come in and out of our church within a year. Like for 3, 4, 5 years straight, every year we would have hundreds of new visitors. Of course, we would keep some, they would stay and become members, but we were able to document and we were able to duplicate a lot of things for our ministries as it grew. And I think at one point we may have had about at least 30 or 40 volunteers, like 30 or 40 people literally serving on a real committed level in our ministries. And so we were saturated with volunteers, but all of our volunteers, they knew what the system was for that ministry. They knew what the process was. All of our leaders, they had job descriptions and duties. They had details, because I realized as the leader of that group that I needed to help them understand what their roles were if I expected them to show up. Because it started with me being frustrated with not being able to figure out what everybody was doing. Too many people were coming and going. We had a lot of activity going on. I mean, we were doing something every day in that church. Outreaches, prison ministry, nursing home ministry, street ministry, evangelism, free food, soup kitchen, food bank. We had all kind of a children's ministry, a community youth club, a community development corporation, congregational services. We were doing all kind of stuff, and I was still an entrepreneur as well. So I realized that, oh wow, I need systems and I need processes, and I need to be able to qualify and quantify what I'm doing in my operation, and I need to be able to document and duplicate it, so when we get new volunteers, guess what? The old volunteers ain't telling people to do something that they doing when it ain't really what we supposed to be doing. So we can document and duplicate. Here's the third part of this discussion for the purpose of systems and processes. So you can automate and accelerate. What do you mean automate and accelerate? Well, if I qualify and quantify everything my company does, products, services, clients, acquisition, intake, onboarding, sales, marketing, if I qualify and quantify everything in my company, and then if I'm able to document and duplicate everything in my company, because it's all making sense, then I'm able to get to a point to where I can automate certain things in my company. Now I can become more efficient. Now I can create this rhythm in my business. Now I can have this flow and this frequency that starts moving my company to a place of scale where I'm really banging. And the reason why I can say this with such conviction and confidence, again, is because I'm currently working on developing more advanced systems and processes to take my organization to $10 million. So I know what I'm saying is accurate, and I'm getting a lot of my coaching and consulting from people who are filthy rich, multimillionaires, billionaires, that are helping me understand these things to get me to a place that I can scale into millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. But I'm telling you, on a more specific solopreneur, entrepreneur, small business level, this still plays a very important role in your growth and in your value. So you can start automating. Now, there are just certain things that, like, there are certain products and services that we have in our business, and there are certain systems and processes that I currently have in my business right now that we already know all the steps from beginning to end. So it's easy to make a transaction. It's easy to convert someone into a client. It's easy to onboard because we know exactly what the steps are. Step 1 may be an email or a post. Step 2 may be you click it, you watch it, you view it, you respond. Step 3 is a consultation. We talk with you, we onboard you, we process your payment, we get the paperwork done, we get you started. Like we have these things almost automated with some of our products and services, because we know in order to scale, in order to do this thing for 10,000 people, we got to be able to do it perfect for one person, right? But if we don't qualify, quantify. If we don't document, duplicate. We won't automate and accelerate. That's how it works, because then your acceleration means you go from making $1,000 a month to $10,000 a month. But how you gonna go from 1,000 to 10? It's easy for people on the internet. It's easy for the internet gurus to say, let me show you how to go from $1,000 a month to $10,000 a month. The problem is, if whatever you being showed does not have a tie or connection to systems and processes, it's going to collapse. It's going to break down. So if you're interested in learning more about systems and processes, or if you know you don't just want to learn more about it, but you need help, you want me and my team to help you, we have an online virtual training program that teaches you a lot of this, but we also have a mentorship program that can teach you a lot of this. Maybe you want more than just mentorship. Maybe you really want to connect with me and my team and partner with my company as a licensee and let me as a consultant help you build the infrastructure. I'm gonna roll up my sleeve with my licensees and I'm getting in there and helping you build it, making sure that it's all working so that we can qualify, quantify, we can duplicate, we can document and duplicate, and then we can automate and accelerate. All you have to do is text me today and we can get you on the program that actually works for you. We have several programs, and every program that we have can provide for you what you need to start, to structure, so that at some point you can scale your business, your ministry. If you don't have a business or ministry, but you want to start, structure, and scale your income streams, we can show you how to do it with the right structure, the right systems, the right processes, the right practices, and the right coaching, consulting, mentoring, the right training and education and accountability. We can provide that for you. So just text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. And all you have to do is just let us know that you watch today's show, you're interested in learning more about systems and processes. Just let us know that you want help, you want support, you really want to build a successful infrastructure for your personal life, your professional life, and financial life. And we will ask you a few questions. We will take you through a few minutes with an assessment. It's a free consultation we provide, and we can identify with what exactly you need to help you get to your next level, and then we can onboard you and we can get you started today. So all you have to do is text the word millionaire. Just text millionaire, because that's what I want you to become. I want you to become a millionaire. My goal is to raise up a whole lot of millionaires, and I want you to be one of our blueprint millionaires. So text millionaire to 404-478-7213. Please, very quickly, even before we end the show, would you be so kind to subscribe to my YouTube page? Would you be so kind to follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, all of the platforms at Ramon Preston? And be sure to leave some feedback in the comments. Let me know what you think about what we're talking about today. We've been hosting this show consistently every Monday through Friday for over a year now, and I want to know if what we're helping you learn and what we're teaching and sharing on this show is actually benefiting you and bringing value to you. Maybe there's some topics concerning business and finance that you would like for me to talk about. I'm open to your recommendations or suggestions. So feel free to put it in the comments and let me know what you think about what we're sharing on today's show. I really appreciate all of you. Thank all of you who are part of our, thank you. I'm looking at our feed on our live chat on YouTube. A brighter side, good afternoon to you, blessings to you. I think it's morning where you are, a brighter side. I think you're 3 hours behind. Kelly, hear me out with bands. Thank you, my friend. He said, love the info as always, watching from Florida. The F, the L, and the A. Listen, I'm coming to Florida. I'll be there in 2 days. I'm flying out Thursday. I'll be there for almost a week. And I'm going to be in Miami, the 305, baby. The 3, the O, and the 5. I'm going to be in the 305. But I'm going to be down there with my business mentor and coach. And I'm going to be around billionaires, multimillionaires, people who are doing amazing things in business. And guess what? I'm going to gather as much information as I can, like I always do when I fly down there. And I'm going to come back and share that information with my community, with my people. I was hosting my weekly coaching call, my millionaire mentorship call last night. And I was bragging. I guess I was bragging and flexing a little bit, but it really wasn't a brag and a flex. I was telling them on the call, I was saying in one of my recent coaching calls with my personal business coach in Miami, we were all talking about this upcoming event that's happening in Miami that we're all converging to. It's going to probably be about 4,000 people there. And there was some people in the group, they were flexing, talking about, you know, they flying into, Opelika Airport, because they got private jets. And I was listening to them thinking to myself, man, I'm flying first class on Delta, and I think I'm doing something. You know, I'm always jumping on a Delta flight, first class. You know, you feeling bougie sitting in the front. You know, people looking at you like, dawg, who he is. But can you imagine how it feels to not even have to get on a Delta flight? You literally going over to a private airport because you got your own jet. I'm going to know how it feels soon. I'm going to know how that feels soon, because that's one of my goals. But guess what? That was the motivation I needed. That was what I needed to remind me. So please, if you haven't had an opportunity to experience business and financial coaching, if you've never worked with a business and financial